What treasures that we 100% know existed still haven't been found? About 83% of the caches from Byron Price. The secret. I went to college beside that museum in Boston that got robbed. They never found the thieves or the paintings. The famous Gardner Museum theft. No one knows what happened to the paintings still. The 1715 Spanish treasure fleet wreck will almost certainly never be 100% recovered, meaning there's still some out there. Tomb of Genghis Khan. The burial site of Genghis Khan is still unknown. It was not documented on purpose and it worked pretty well. The Amber Room. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/amber_room. There was a book that hinted at a handful of jeweled figurines hidden all over the planet, and I believe only some of them have been declared found. The Three Brothers. An absolutely beautiful set of jewels that simply vanished from record, which is very surprising as they are beautiful and large. The Shipwreck of Flor de la Marche. Sunk with the equivalent of $2 billion in today's money. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/flor_de_la_mar. Tomb of Alexander the Great. Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Funny thing is, they are all probably buried in Alexandria beneath the modern city. $190 million worth of Bitcoin on a hard drive in a particular landfill. https://news.bitcoin.com/man-hyphen-to-refusal-for-57500-for-750-for-in-landfill/number. Irish Crown Jewels. Mansa Musa's gold. The entirety of D.B. Cooper's loot. Apparently Oak Island face with tears of joy. A half-demented old coot lost $8,000 and it almost cost the town's most beloved citizen his life. The townspeople stepped up to rescue him, but the money was never found. Alexander the Great's tomb and sarcophagus. Absolutely wild story behind it. My wealth and treasures. If you want it, you can have it. Search for it. The One Piece is real. The hoard of Aztec gold stolen and lost by Hernan Cortés and the Spanish conquistadors during the Night of Sorrows. While trying to escape from Tenochtitlan in the night with the gold, the conquistadors were set upon by the Aztecs. During the fighting and confusion, it's thought the gold fell into Lake Texcoco. Hernan Cortés escaped with only a small number of his soldiers and the gold has never been found. https://en.m.wikipedia.org/wiki/la_noche_triste. There's this one necklace these guys were looking for and this old lady gave them this whole long story about how she found it but didn't tell them she had it this whole time. Then she just drops it into the middle of the ocean without telling anyone. There was a guy that hid a substantial amount of gold out in the Mojave Desert, I think, and nobody has found it yet. A bunch of people have died trying to find it. The original Declaration of Independence is actually in my basement. The US government still doesn't know they have a replica. I found a small starch capsule in my new house. Inside the capsule was a roll of paper wrapped with a brass ring. The paper had some Chinese written on it. To this day I still don't know what it said. Pick http://imager.com/10sit. The Imperial Treasures of Japan, Kizangi, the Mirror, and the Megatama Jewel, were supposedly lost beneath the waves during World War II. Lost Prospector's Gold Mine, D.B. Cooper. Supposedly a ton of gold that Uday Hussein withdrew from the National Bank of Iraq right before the US invasion. The US was able to find/seize some of it. No one mentioned the Ark of the Covenant. The Hanjo Masamune samurai sword. Lost Dutchman mine? I think it was somewhere in Death Valley maybe. Been a long time since I heard it mentioned. The enormous golden menorah from the Second Temple. The Romans took it after sacking Jerusalem. Some people think it's being hidden by the Vatican, but I think more likely it was melted down and will never be found. Mongol treasures in Afghanistan. There are several myths about it being buried there. King John's crown jewels. Lost while crossing the Wash on the east coast of England. Over 800 years ago. The train full of gold in Poland. Carrot, Great Golden Bell of Domazidi, https://en.m.wikipedia.org/wiki/great_bell_of_dham-mazedi. Good chance it's still at the bottom of the river, under feet and feet of silt and mud. Lots of people looked for it, even to this day, but so far have been unsuccessful. Watch Expedition Unknown on HBO Max. Josh Gates goes after a different lost treasure in most episodes. Portrait of a Young Man by Raphael. Missing since the end of WW2, all signs point to it having been sold for traveling money by Nazi Hans Frank. Tomb of Cleopatra. The Amber Room in St. Petersburg. The Amber Room. The stolen works from Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. Awesome documentary on that. There are some particular artifacts taken from the Mughal ship Ganjai Isawai by pirate Henry Avery that haven't been recovered. The tomb of Genghis Khan. What we do know is that he had an elaborate and large funeral procession where his honor guard slaughtered anyone they came across to hide the location of the tomb. When the honor guard returned, the army slaughtered them to permanently hide the location of the tomb. A number of those imperial Faberge eggs from Russia.